Welcome to Infinite Heart Stories, where we explore the journeys that define the human spirit and overcome every impossible odd. Meet Daniel, a 22-year-old young man sitting alone in the rain, holding a letter that just shattered his entire world. He was officially kicked out of a top business school, labeled a failure by the very system he tried to trust. Walking through his front door, the silence was deafening as he faced the disappointed gazes of parents who expected much more. Former friends, now dressed in sharp corporate suits, walked past him with sneers, treating him like he was already invisible. For years, the university classroom felt less like a place of learning and more like a suffocating cage for his mind. He listened to professors recite theories from dusty textbooks, wondering how any of this applied to the real, breathing world. After leaving school, he tried to find work, but every door slammed shut the moment they realized he had no degree. Rejection letters piled up like a monument to his failure, each one confirming the fear that he was truly worth nothing. His only escape was a small, dusty garage where he crafted leather goods, a hobby he started just to stay sane. While the world demanded credentials, his hands demanded creation, stitching together wallets and belts with a passion no classroom could teach. But passion does not pay the rent, and his bank account was draining faster than his hope for a better future. One dark evening, he decided to quit, ready to throw his tools away and accept a life of minimum wage labor. Just as he reached for the garbage bin, a loud ping echoed from his laptop, illuminating the darkness of the garage. He squinted at the screen, unable to believe his eyes, as he read a bulk order request totaling $37,000. He rubbed his tired eyes and checked the numbers again, realizing this single order was worth more than his entire education. The next few weeks were a blur of sleepless nights and relentless work as he poured his soul into fulfilling the order. Box after box was filled with premium leather goods, each one a testament to the skill he had honed in isolation. He drove his beat-up van to a luxury office building, feeling out of place, yet carrying the most valuable cargo of his life. There he met the buyer, Robert Martinez, a self-made tycoon who radiated a confidence that Daniel had never seen before. Robert examined the craftsmanship with a critical eye, nodding slowly as he recognized the undeniable quality of Daniel's hard work. Instead of dismissing him as a delivery boy, Robert invited Daniel to sit down, curious about the young man behind the product. Daniel confessed his shame, admitting he was a dropout and felt like a failure compared to his peers with degrees. Robert laughed loudly, a sound that filled the room, and pointed to his own office wall, which held absolutely no diplomas. He looked Daniel in the eyes and told him that the world is changing, and the old rules of success are fading. He drew 3 circles on the whiteboard, explaining that these 3 elements are the only things that truly matter in business. The first circle is real skills, which means having the actual ability to solve painful problems for other people right now. It is not about memorizing theories, but about possessing a craft that the market desperately needs and is willing to pay for. Robert explains that the world does not pay you for what you know, but only for what you can actually do. The second circle is real results, proving your worth through tangible outcomes rather than a piece of paper on a wall. Your portfolio and your happy customers are your true degree, speaking louder than any university certification ever could. He held up the wallet and said, "This physical object is the only proof required to justify a $37,000 check." The third circle is real relationships, building trust with people who can open doors that no diploma can unlock. Success is built on who trusts you and who is willing to vouch for your character when you are not in the room. Daniel stared at the diagram, feeling a heavy weight lift off his shoulders as the path to success finally became clear. Robert told him to forget the piece of paper he never got and start building his empire on these 3 solid pillars. Walking out of that building, the rain had stopped, and for the first time in months, Daniel saw a bright future ahead. He wasted no time, reinvesting his earnings to expand his workspace and hiring his first employee to help with production. He focused on real skills, teaching his team the art of perfection and ensuring every product was a masterpiece of quality. He chased real results, getting his products featured in magazines and gathering testimonials that proved his brand was top tier. He cultivated real relationships, networking with integrity, and finding mentors who guided him through the challenges of growing a business. 1 year later, the quiet garage had transformed into a buzzing workshop, alive with the sound of productivity and ambition. He ran into his old classmates, who were now struggling to find jobs, and they looked at him with newfound respect. The insecurity was gone, replaced by a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you have built something real with your hands. Robert visited the new facility, watching the operation run smoothly, proud that his student had mastered the 3 circles perfectly. They stood together overlooking the floor, a testament to what happens when you prioritize practical value over theoretical status. 3 years later, Daniel's small garage project had evolved into a fully fledged company housed in its own modern building. He now employed 15 people, a team of dedicated individuals who shared his vision and passion for excellence. The company was now valued at over $2 million, a number that seemed impossible when he was sitting in the rain. Daniel kept his expulsion letter framed on the wall, not as a symbol of shame, but as a reminder of his beginning. It was a reminder that the system's rejection was actually his invitation to carve his own unique path in life. In his company, he never asked for degrees. He only asked for ideas, solutions, and the drive to make things happen. He became the mentor he once needed, listening to young talent and giving them the chance to prove their real worth. His parents finally understood that his path was different, and their disappointment had turned into overwhelming pride and joy. The journey from a rejected dropout to a successful CEO was not paved with diplomas, but with grit and reality. He proved that the ability to solve real-world problems is infinitely more valuable than reciting theories from a textbook. He showed that tangible results and satisfied customers are the only metrics that truly define your professional value. He demonstrated that building genuine relationships based on trust is the key to unlocking opportunities that money cannot buy. Walking through the park where he once cried, Daniel realized that losing his path was the best thing to happen. He spotted a young student sitting on a bench, looking defeated, carrying the heavy burden of uncertainty and fear. Daniel sat down beside him, not as a stranger, but as a guide ready to share the wisdom of the circles. He pointed toward the horizon and shared his story, planting a seed of hope in a mind clouded by doubt. The student looked up, and for the first time, he saw that his potential was not defined by a grade. Daniel left his card and walked away, knowing that the cycle of mentorship and growth would continue on and on. The city lay before him, a vast landscape of opportunities waiting for those brave enough to build their own doors. Your value is not written on a piece of paper. It is written in the problems you solve and lives you touch. Even as a CEO, Daniel never stopped crafting, never stopped learning, and never forgot the power of his own 2 hands. Robert looked at a photo of them together, knowing he had passed on a legacy that was far greater than money. Never let a system, a teacher, or a rejection letter define who you are or what you are capable of achieving. Focus on building real skills, delivering real results, and nurturing real relationships, and the world will open up to you. As the sun set over the city, Daniel knew that his story was just one of many waiting to be written. So ask yourself today, are you chasing a piece of paper? Or are you building a life of real value? We want to hear your story. Share your struggles and your victories in the comments below and inspire someone else. Success is not a solo journey. It is a collective effort fueled by passion, resilience, and the courage to be real. Remember that your potential is limitless when you focus on reality. Thank you for watching Infinite Heart Stories. Subscribe now.